Hi, Richie.
Hi, Sin.
Did you just burp on my hi?
I tried to do it off to the side with the microphone. My mouth covered.
I'm gonna murder you. But I can't because we have a guest and thus a witness.
Well, who's the guest, Sin?
Who are you, guest?
Hi, I'm Wayne. You can find me on Onside7 on Twitter. I draw things. I've done some commissions for this channel before, mainly the Nostradamus the Vampire drawings and the Muse.
Yeah, and also where Richie and I are basically reborn-inspired chibis, where I'm Lambo and he's Gokudera.
I forgot all about those ones, yep.
Nostradamus the Vampire is currently on my PS4.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Can I ask which one of them?
It's the one where he's holding a little crystal ball.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Aww. Yeah, there's more than one.
I predicted the date of my own death and then rose again.
I feel like Wayne is such a super professional because for the Muse, I was like, hey, Wayne, I got this idea sketched out. Can you make it into a beautiful drawing? And I sent it to him, and all it was a picture of a circle with the word cat written on it. And Wayne created the Muse.
It was very helpful instructions.
Anytime. Okay. And today is actually episode 2 of our brand new super awesome podcast, which is
Dignity City University?
Dignity City University! Yay!
I didn't know it was that.
Surprise! So what we're talking about today is art and stuff. And that's why we have Wayne, who's an amazing artist, on our podcast.
Yay!
Oh, thank you. Sometimes I do and stuff as well.
More?
Wait, no, God.
No, I don't know, just general and stuff.
I think we need a limit of one Vor reference a week.
I haven't been paid enough for that yet.
Okay. But you did send me, though. You did send me the thing, the sticker that you made with the little thing from Dark Souls.
I guess technically I have.
There you go. You know the character you're thinking, Richie? The one you showed me, and then I was like, oh my god.
Oh, the Chaos Aegis from Izalith.
Yeah.
Yes, the washing machine.
Yes. So, Wayne, let me ask you. What does art mean to you?
I think anything creative that somebody put some work into could be considered art. There's good art, there's bad art, but it's all subjective.
Would you say Richie's bullying is art?
Yes.
Thank you.
Richie, do you want to tell us what art means to you?
I wasn't prepared for this question.
Should I ask a Brutus? I feel like he'd be more prepared.
No.
Oh, so then, Richie, what does art mean to you?
Well, I don't have my iPad within reach, so I can't read my copy of Ways of Seeing and tell you what John Bircher said.
I thought about just looking up the dictionary definition of it, but couldn't get there fast enough.
I prefer Wikipedia.
What does Wikipedia say?
Art is a diverse range of human activities in creating visual, auditory, or performing artifacts. Expressing the author's imaginative conceptual ideas or technical skill intended to be appreciated for their beauty or emotional power. Yeah. Did you know I took a history of art lesson in college?
Yeah?
Yeah. We had to, read this book. It was awesome. It had a lot of pictures, but it was, this thick.
Okay. Can you demonstrate that again for the people listening?
This much.
That's pretty thick.
It was like a giant dictionary.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting course. It was fun. We learned a lot of things, different periods, and we learned that art can also be more than like pretty pictures, which was very insightful.
Yep. One might say that the relation between what we see and what we know is never settled, and that each evening we see the sunset, and we know the Earth is turning away from it, yet the knowledge never fits the sight.
Oh my god, that's beautiful, Richie. Who said that?
I just came up with it. It was me just then. I'm not reading it.
I believe you. Interestingly enough, I actually have here a book that has art in it.
Oh.
Is it an issue of Reborn?
No, I wish. I wish I could own all the issues of Reborn, but it's a little expensive. There's a lot of them.
Hmm.
But actually, it's called XOXO Hugs and Kisses James Jean 30 Postcards.
Mm-hmm.
When I show you the works of James Jean, you're going to regret that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I'm just not, sure where this is going anymore, even though we have an outline. I thought this was going to be an interview, and now it's like, what's the meaning of art? And I got up half an hour ago.
Okay, so this is the cover picture of... I'll send it to you on Twitter, Wayne.
Okay, cool. That is actually nice. I do like the art on the cover of that.
Yeah, and let me see if I can find some of the pictures inside. I have it here. Maybe I could take a picture. Photo booth. Okay. Oh my god, we've never done that before on a podcast where I take a picture using photo booth of something that I have here and then make people wait for me to finish taking the picture and then send it off. This is a first. Very exciting. Are you excited, Wayne?
Oh yeah. Now, I've listened to this podcast before. I assume for the viewer that this image is probably on the screen for them.
Well, it depends on what the muse tells me.
Okay.
You might get a copyright claim if you do that.
Okay, so here is another picture. And I'll post it on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Isn't this way more exciting than that Jeremy podcast? Yeah, because you were late, you missed this, Richie, but Wayne was also on Jeremy's podcast.
Oh, Don't Give Up Skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Yay.
Yeah, and it was episode 107 for Wayne, and I was on 105, so we were only a couple of episodes apart before we even knew each other.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought you meant recently, and I was like, I thought he stopped doing those.
No, Richie, he just told you he stopped doing it. Oh, I also have another art book here. Oh, I didn't know I had. This is not mine, though. This is my boyfriend's. Do you know what it is?
This is some anime?
Close. I'm gonna touch the book, and you can try to guess what this is.
It sounds like it's hardcover.
Yes, yeah, Wayne, what do you think?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I just opened a random page, and here it says, He Knocks.
Oh, it's a Zelda. The Zelda Breath of the Wild design.
Yeah! Oops. Almost dropped some coffee on it by accident. Ooh, no, it's safe. Yes! You're right. Bravo, Wayne. You see, this is why Wayne is the artist. He recognized the book. Okay. Oh my god, Richie!
Yeah.
There's more books! Oh, this is such an exciting podcast. Okay, what is this one? Okay.
That also sounds like a hardback.
Yeah, it is. And it's also a guide, and it's also my boyfriend's.
Mm-hmm. So it's a video game thing again.
Yeah. And when I open, inside, the first thing I see is a giant picture of two people who look like they're in a boy band.
Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah! Final Fantasy 15 guide.
Excellent.
This is going to be the whole thing now. Is just guess what art book this is.
Okay, last one. So I'm assuming this is my boyfriend's, but it's a game I also played,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a game you're currently playing, Richie.
Oh, Sekiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
It's very quick.
yeah, it is.
Thank you, everyone. So, Wayne, let me ask you, what made you want to learn to draw?
Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to make comics and stuff, but I was never really a huge fan of like superhero comics and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So when I eventually found out like what manga was and stuff like that, I was like, oh, these are the kind of comics that I want to make, and that made me want to get better at drawing.
That's really cool. What was the first thing you ever drew?
The first thing I ever drew in my life, probably like a green squiggled bug or something like that. I have this old drawing from when I was in like grade 1 or 2 from like a journal or something, or maybe even before that. And it's a drawing of me and my friends. They're just stick people. But in the caption, it says, "We slid it down the slide and the devil locked us up." I don't know what that was referring to, but
something from a found footage horror movie.
It's like The Omen.
Or like a puzzle from Silent Hill.
So when my sister was little, one day she got in trouble in school for something, and I was like, oh, well, you know better than that. Why did you do that? And you know what she told me?
What?
The devil made her do it?
Better. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. My brain made me do it. I was legit freaked out for like a month.
So that freaks you out, but like in your mid-30s being like a magic talking cat appears to me in a vision and forces me to make mugs. It's like, this is normal, but my sister, I tell you, she's a little kooky.
Thank you, Richie. Richie, what was the first thing you ever drew?
I can tell you the first thing I remember drawing.
Okay.
I would also have been like grade like 1 probably, and the teacher said like, I want everyone to draw a person, and she specifically said, and I don't want you just to draw one stick figure that's all purple. And I took that very literally, and I drew a stick figure that was like all the different like legs and like head and body were all different colors, and I was really happy with it, and she wasn't very happy.
Why not?
Disrespect.
I was like 6. I was just taking her literally, and she was like,
yeah, was a bully even then, huh? Well, actually, Richie is kind of an artist too.
Oh yeah?
Kind of? What?
Yeah, you drew those things for the game.
Oh yeah, well that's called programmer art. It's when you're making something and you can't afford to hire an artist to do art for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you very hastily draw some monsters in Microsoft Paint.
They're very cute. They're monsters with attitude.
I'm glad you like them. They're not. I don't think they're very good. They're like, it's like placeholder artwork. I find that like, because I'm working at a very low resolution, there's like less space to make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're so small. It's sort of like, I don't think I could do anything bigger because there'd be more room to like mess up like proportions and stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Thank you. So Wayne, tell us a little more about your journey to becoming an artist.
Well, I went through 2 college courses. One was a animation and illustration course, and the other one was a concept art design course. And those helped in different ways. I don't know that I
We're like staring at you intensely.
Yeah,
Can you show
I feel it. I feel it. I'm definitely not an expert or anything because I took those things, and I don't necessarily even think that art school is for everyone, even people that really want to get into drawing and stuff like that, because education works different for everybody.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's cool because also these days, you can kind of find tutorials, whether they're free on YouTube or whether like you pay for them, all over the place. Have you ever tried any of those?
So there are two that I'd actually recommend a lot on YouTube, especially for people that want to get into like definitely more cartoony animation kind of stuff. There's a channel called BAM Animation, and they do really good, basically industry level tutorials that go from the basics, teach people that way. And there's a newer channel by a guy named Ethan Becker, and he's kind of got like a bit of a shtick to him, but the like structure stuff that he teaches is really solid.
Hmm. Excellent. How long have you been drawing for?
So actually drawing, like trying to actually actively get better at drawing and trying to do stuff with it. Uh, let's say 20 years now, since I was like maybe 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I haven't stuck to anything for 20 years. What about you, Richard?
No. I have been at the same university for 12 years.
Oh,
And now
very nice. Mhm.
Oh yeah, I didn't tell you because we just signed, but like, yeah, I got. Oh no, I did. I got the job there. So at this point, I'm just gonna like work at the university I've been at, and then eventually just die there and never leave.
Oh, you're gonna
Nice.
be Willem. Nice. You're gonna
I
eventually
know,
be
yeah.
rocking back and forth in the chair, staring at the moon.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually have something that I've been doing for more than 20 years.
Oh,
Go on.
Being alive.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know, Sen, you might say that one of the foremost tasks of art has been the creation of a demand which can only be satisfied later. And the history of art, of every art form, shows critical epochs in which a certain art form aspires to effects which can only be fully attained with a changed technical standard. That is to say, in a new art form. The extravagances and crudities of art, which thus appear, particularly in the so-called decadent epochs, actually arise from the nucleus of its richest historical energies.
Oh, and do you know what I say to that?
Go on.
You are a sanctimonious,
True.
under honest,
Where's the lie?
fashion monger. Oh.
Maybe not.
So, in a twist of karma, I accidentally dropped my Shakespeare insult generator on my keyboard and it stopped the recording.
You cancelled the recording.
And so we restarted it, and this is like part 2. Yay!
yay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So, Wayne,
Yes.
do you have a signature style of your drawings?
So I don't think I actually have like a signature style. My art style is pretty like anime influenced cartoony style. I think if
88%.
my style or my type of drawing does have anything that kind of stands out, I do think I use like pretty thick line art. I don't think
Yep.
there's anything specific to me about it though.
Okay.
Trying to get better about defining it, but
Is there a style that you'd like to develop? Like, what direction would you like your art to take, if any?
I think I'd like to get better at, I think, just rendering it, making it feel more full. In terms of other styles, I'd really like to get better at drawing the like cute lineless type style
Hmm.
where you have no
Cool.
lines, it's just like color.
Yeah.
I really like that, but I'm terrible at it. I can't really draw anything without lines.
Well, looks like my next commission is gonna be lineless.
Yay. Well, you might say that humanity's self-alienation has reached such a degree that it can experience its own destruction as an aesthetic pleasure.
All right, thank you. So let me ask you, because I find your work like really cute and imaginative. Like, where do you get imagination?
That's a good question that I don't know if I have a good answer to.
Do you have a muse?
I think my muse is staring at my computer desktop until something comes out, and then I have to work on that until it becomes something that isn't total garbage. But I don't know if
Oh,
I I can't really just pull from. I don't think my muse is as potent.
like, let's say you're having like art block or whatever. Is there any like inspirational materials that you use?
When I feel like I need to draw something or put something out, normally what I default to is either doing like a dumb Souls drawing or doing like a tokusatsu thing. It'll either be one of those two depending on the day.
Yeah.
What's the second one?
Tokusatsu, it's like Japanese superheroes.
Oh, cool.
Like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's neat. Thank you.
When I was getting really stuck on Sekiro, I did a lot of really bad Sekiro vent art.
Yeah.
I couldn't beat the man on top of the house with his stupid big hat and his long arms.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, I was stuck on him forever.
So what was the art of? Was it just like Wolf killing him? Or?
No, it was Wolf standing on top of the like dragon fish outside and giving the finger to Genichiro while Emma was covering Hiro's eyes.
Oh.
I'll see if I can't.
You know how we're sending this image back and forth? Like Wayne is sending an image to you and you're sending it to me.
Uh-huh.
And there's like 3 copies of it now.
Uh-huh.
You might say that mechanical reproduction emancipates the work of art from its parasitical dependence on ritual.
Thank you, Richie.
There, I think I sent it.
Oh my god, it's so cute! I like how Genichiro is just like shocked, like, no, you didn't. And Emma's like, not pleased. She's like, really? And Sekiro was like, yes, really. I love this picture.
Oh, thank you.
It represents, an internal state. It's like when you're fed up, you are Sekiro and you're like, I'm just fed up. Don't make that face, Genichiro. Whatever, Emma. This is me. This is how I feel.
I don't know if I'll ever beat that game, but I don't think I'll have a harder time ever doing a boss than I had doing that one.
See, that's what I thought, and then I got past it.
Yeah,
I'm on Ishin now, but I don't know if I'll ever get do it or not. But
beautiful. Thank you. Yes, Richie? Were you about to say something deep?
I thought you were going to send me the image.
Oh, I thought I did. Oops.
No.
There you go. My bad.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
You might say that even the most perfect reproduction of a work of art is lacking in one element, its presence in time and space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, think about it.
Thank you, Richie. Okay. So, I'm just gonna ask you questions about what you think about, like, in your opinion, is the best art. What's so funny? What's so funny?
It's like, what is the best art?
Yeah. Do you see what I have to deal with, Wayne? Okay.
I have no response.
All right. So, Wayne, what do you think is the best art in, like, which video game is the best art?
I'd really like to say like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, but I don't think that's the case for me, actually. I think actually if we're looking at like the designs of things, I think maybe Persona 4 might be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Or if like just in how it like what I think actually maybe is like the best looking video game, I think Super Mario World is maybe the best looking video
Yeah.
game.
Oh,
I think
snap.
all the characters and colors are basically perfect in those
Mhm.
designs.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Richie?
I'm going to send it to you now on Discord.
Hooters Road Trip? Oh, wow. Okay. Wayne, I'm sending it to you now.
Okay.
What is this?
This is I guess it was obscure and now it's kind of taking off through emulation, but it's an old arcade game called Pooley Ruler, where everything is like, it starts off very sort of cartoonish and then they gradually start integrating photographs into it. I'll try to find some. By the end, you are like, it's like a weird collage almost. And it gets progressively stranger as it goes on.
Oh, wow.
From what I could see, I actually really like the design of that main character. I think they have a cute little.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's very cute.
That's cool.
Very, very cute. Why does that house have legs?
Well, look where the middle door is.
Oh my god.
Hang on, there's like an MC Escher part I'll send you.
The last one you sent, this one looks like a Mario thing.
A little bit, yeah.
There's a little piggy. That's so cute. Oh.
It kind of looks like what if that Japanese movie Hausu was like
Yeah.
like a side scroller.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I've never seen Hausu, but I'm Googling it. It's pretty intense.
Oh, we can watch it if you want. I've got it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Of course you've got it, of course. I mean, I'd be surprised if you didn't. Okay. For me, I think the prettiest game out there is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was really pretty, and like the nature and stuff looked very nice, and like the sunrises and the sunsets and all that stuff. It was like a magnificent game. But in terms of like emotion, I think it was Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the design of like the journeyers. I don't know what you call them, like the journey people. I really like the design.
Yeah. And they have this beautiful scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about scarves.
Yeah. I was thinking like a lot of the games I consider like aesthetically interesting, they only really look that way in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm trying. I was going to show like some like Eugene Jarvis like weird arcade stuff, but it doesn't work in stills because you have to sort of see like the weird pulsing and flashing to understand why it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like I've talked a lot about Superscaler, which was this like Sega thing they did sort of in between the transition from 2D to 3D, where they were just scaling sprites, like everything was two-dimensional, but it would like they could alter the size of it at like quite smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
So all these games like Space Harrier and Outrun and stuff, where it's like a series of still images, but then like basically just changing in size to give you the impression that it was three-dimensional. And it was a really good aesthetic, but again, it only really works in motion. Because it's sort of, it almost looks like you're watching like all these little paper cutouts sort of moving toward you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Me.
Okay, thank you. What about artists?
So if I had to pick, I think my favorite artist might be Yusuke Murata, who is probably best known for doing the like comic, the non-web comic version of One Punch Man. But I don't actually think like his One Punch Man stuff is good, but I actually prefer his Eyeshield 21 art, which is a football manga that he did in the mid 2000s.
In a complete like stellar conjunction, I actually know what you're talking about. Because I have a friend who is really into anime and American football.
Oh yeah.
And as a result, he got very into Ice Shield.
Oh wow.
It's my favorite manga of all time, I think. I think it's super good.
Yeah.
I sent one of my favorite things to Sin from it.
I'll send it to Richie.
Play an image telephone here.
Yes. Wow, that's really pretty. Yeah. That's wonderful.
Oh yeah.
I think sometimes his One Punch Man illustrations get a little too digitally looking. I don't really know how to explain it, but they feel more robotic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think he's probably my favorite artist during that period of time.
Awesome. What about you, Richard? Do you have a favorite artist?
I don't know if I do, because like my like I was at film school, so we didn't really we were looking more into like directors and stuff than
Okay, well, what about your favorite director?
Oh, there's lots and lots. Like that'd probably be a separate episode, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm a normie. I'm one of those people who's like, oh, I really like Salvador Dali. His stuff is so weird.
It is pretty cool stuff.
Not cool like you guys with your football manga and many, many directors. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
What about which anime do you think has the best art? If it's different from what you already mentioned.
No, it would definitely be different. I think the art for the Ice Shield anime is pretty bad, actually. I think they did a really bad job adapting those character designs.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of like more like I think we talked about this a couple of other times, but like the move toward like away from the way they used to do anime to the like digital stuff, it tends to look like, unless they really like it's basically easier to do it badly now. So
especially in like the early 2000s, they had a really hard time. I think maybe not a show specifically, but I think if I was going to pick a studio, maybe Studio Bones' stuff, even though that's a pretty wide variety. So they did recently they did Mob Psycho 100. They did like both the Full Metal Alchemist animes. They did the Cowboy Bebop movie.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say I think I like their stuff the best.
Awesome. That's cool. What about you, Richie?
I liked a lot of the stuff that came out of Headgear, who were like they were an artist writer collective that produced a bunch of like anime and stuff. I guess like Pet Labor came out of that, which I think we'll inevitably have to talk about at some point because the movie was 30 last year, so
Oh.
yeah. I really like them because they got very into hyper-specific details that other people would ignore. So they would put as much effort into designing like completely fictional technology as they would into like making sure an air conditioner looked exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave everything a sense of place and sort of groundedness that made the fantasy elements seem like a lot more. It felt like it was really happening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like Pat Labor 1 a lot, the movie.
Yeah.
2 is really great, but I think I have more fun watching 1.
Yeah, well, one is more fun in general, because 2 is when it gets a bit like military coup.
Yeah.
People meeting in sewers, yeah. It's very noir, yeah.
Mm-hmm. One anime that I think, like, I like the way it was drawn and the colors and the motion and everything is Akira.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was super cool.
I thought you were going to say Reborn.
Well, another anime that I really like is Reborn. Yeah, I especially love the character designs. I feel like whenever my boyfriend shows me new anime, I'm like, okay, but where are the magical babies?
My friends in college were so into like the designs in Reborn that like it was one of those things where like they loved it so much that it made me sort of like dislike it at the time.
Really? Oh my god, that's so cool though. My boyfriend's best friend saw Reborn like 3 times. And my boyfriend, because he saw it with me once, he also saw it a total of 3 times.
Yeah.
So I saw it once with my boyfriend. I saw the first season, all the first season with Richie, but I also edited a bunch the first season, so I saw it like an infinite number of times. And then I was telling my boyfriend, hey, do you want to watch season 1 again? He was like, no. It's just such a perfect anime. It's just so perfect in every way, and it's so cute, and it's so funny, and it's so sad. And they're magical babies.
I don't really like the designs of Reborn that much.
Oh my god, Wayne. Explain yourself.
I think the babies are kind of cute. I don't really like the regular character designs. I like the people. I think their faces are kind of gummy.
But there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So like the babies, right? They're so cute and intense and perfect. It's like 1,000, right? So if they draw the like regular people well, it's gonna be like 10 million. And if you see it, your head will explode. So they gotta even it out, you know?
I can respect that.
Mm-hmm. Right, Richie?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Do you have a favorite like art book, Wayne?
Art book specifically, I actually do really like the Dark Souls design works. I think specifically the first one is really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's these 4 Disney art books that I have. One for story, one for backgrounds, one for design and animation. I think those are really good, especially at, like showing how like to break down different like the different aspects and stuff. I think those are good.
Uh-huh. That's cool. Excellent. What about you, Richie?
I used to collect. I kind of still do, but like not as much. Just science fiction art books, because I lived for a time like not directly above, but next to a used bookstore. And I would go in there all the time, and people will maybe know what I'm talking about. They would just release like hardcover books of just like random science fiction artwork, like cover artwork, and like pretty much just covers, I think, of books, but without the titles on them. And yeah, I would just pick those up because they were always clogging it up. So as a result, I have a ton, but they're not by specific people or even on specific themes. I just find them like useful if you're doing something and you need like, I know, an example of a palette or a composition or something.
That's cool.
What about you, Sin?
Well, I think right now one of my favorite art books is 30 Postcards by James Dean.
Yeah.
No, but I've had this thing for years.
Yeah.
But you know when you have something and you sort of don't pay attention to it? And now that I'm looking through it again, it's like really, really good. And I really love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you describe your love for this?
It's, I'd say, on a scale of Richie Bulling to Reborn, I would rate it Menses Cage, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite graffiti?
Oh, I have like not graffiti, but like I have a tragic story about a lost forever piece of artwork in my town.
Okay. Go ahead.
So there was a fish and chip shop, and it was called Poseidon's. And the side of it, the building, was this really awesome, like, heavy metal album cover mural of Poseidon on his chariot.
Okay.
And it was really awesome, and then they sold the business to this other, like, some other people. And then they just renamed it Sea Blue and painted the whole building white.
Aww.
So the giant, like, awesome, like, really buff, huge beard, lightning in the background Poseidon is just gone now.
Oh,
And I feel like we need to get, like archaeologists to, like, restore it.
Do you have any pictures of it?
No, because it was just on the side of a fish and chip shop.
So first we're going to have to hunt down a picture of it.
Well, I don't know who would have taken one. Actually, hang on. Okay, when while Wayne's answering, I will look on Google Street View.
So,
and see if it's backed up.
My
Wayne, do you have a favorite graffiti?
Yeah, so my answer is actually pretty similar. It's also about a local one that got covered up, but it's not as intense. But it was a graffiti of a little green spaceman holding a cup of coffee, and it was there like on the side of a parking garage in town for like ever, and then just one day, like a year or two ago, just covered up. I looked earlier to see if I could find a picture of it, but
oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What if someone spray paints a Brutus on a wall somewhere?
Don't, because legally you should not be encouraging that to happen. We need the Jet Set Radio graffiti PSA at the start of this.
Yeah.
love to do crimes.
Did you find Poseidon, Richie?
I don't remember the address, so I'm just like on Street View imagining I'm walking there. I'm almost there. I'm just hang on, there's a couple more blocks to go.
A couple more blocks to go.
I just have to like walk up this street. I'm gonna get there and it just will have been captured once. Hang on. We also had there's a music store and it had this like really real like billboard of a guy playing like a guitar with all this. It was like neon. It looked like if you were making like a parody of an 80s thing, it kind of looked like that, but it was real. And that's also gone now.
That sucks.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, back when I lived in Melbourne, I lived near a place that was like, it was like this famous street art like alleyway. But that has now, like recently, like less than a week ago, some vandals just painted over all of it.
Aww.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit.
I know.
Yeah, that sucks.
Okay, Richard, did you find Poseidon?
Hang on, I'm almost there. I can see it in the distance. Okay, so hang on. Alright, I'm here. This picture was taken in 2014. No, I think they didn't take any. This sucks. What a waste of time.
Oh. And so ends our investigation of the Poseidon restoration.
You might call it a Poseidon adventure.
I don't get it. Explain.
That's the name of a film.
Oh. It's so funny.
Thank you. Do Google, like, purge their, like, old images? I think they must, because it's gone. I can show you what it looks like now. It's really disappointing. Yeah.
We don't want to see a blank wall, Richie.
Well, it's got fish and chips, hamburgers, sandwiches written on it.
Richard, close that fucking Google shit and get back to the podcast.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So do you have a favorite art period?
Art period. So, this might be like a tiny bit of a ramble, but so you could probably easily say something like, oh, the Renaissance, or oh, like the Baroque period or whatever. But I think for me specifically, the like late, which it's not like a defined art period, but I feel like a lot of stuff came out of it, which is like the late Showa era
Yeah.
of Japan, like from the 60s to the 80s. Like I think a lot of like comic art that influenced stuff that influenced stuff that influenced like the stuff that I read as a teen that made me want to like do stuff came out then. Like obviously you have people like Ishinomori and Shigeru Mizuki and Go Nagai, like like huge legends. But then you also have like people like later like Rumiko Takahashi, Toriyama, and like Tetsuo Hara, people like that. And like they influenced like basically
everything
after them in that medium. Yeah.
What about you, Richie?
I don't think I have a favorite period because I haven't looked into it deeply enough.
Well, you don't have to look at it deeply, just on the surface. Is there something that comes to mind?
I'm just gonna say like I do like old arcade game graphics a lot. I'll just say that.
Do you want to say that again with a little more confidence?
I like old arcade games.
Wayne, this is what I have to deal with.
I was at a retro arcade bar recently, and they had the old Turtles in Time machine there, and I never noticed how like freaky the designs of the turtles are on that machine. They look so weird.
I think I like that stuff because it's very like freewheeling in terms of what it's going for. Like we talked about this a bit with Neo Lucky when we talked about Castlevania, but it's just like that series is not tied specifically down to like one aesthetic of like it's all Dracula and werewolves. They just feel completely fine throwing in like, you know, like robots and skeletons on motorcycles and like Cthulhu and giant fish and stuff. And like stuff from just whatever they thought looked cool gets thrown in. Oh, actually no, I do. I can think of one now. I really like 1980s Warhammer stuff for the same reason. Which is just that it was pretty much just whatever the artists thought looked cool is just in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there was no, like, set... Because, I mean, people probably know Warhammer now as, like, a really big, like, sort of behemoth that has all these spin-offs and things like that. But before it was sort of established, it was just like, what do we like the look of? Okay, that's in it now. So you would open these books and they would just have like some guy has stuck like the head of a baby on an ostrich, and that is now a monster.
Uh-huh.
But like there would just be one, like just that one guy did it, and they're just like, if you can stick random stuff together and say it's a monster too, go nuts. But then like as it became more sort of established, they started like standardizing everything. So now it's like, yes, they all look like this now. Which I find less interesting. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, sort of like that. I was like a year or so ago. I was reading Doctor Slump, which is the manga that he did before Dragon Ball, and it's like it's so weird. Like the stuff, like you could honestly kind of tell that that's the kind of thing that he's more comfortable making, just like a wacky comedy. Where he's just like literally putting like the alien from Aliens in it, and like R2-D2 and stuff from Star Wars.
Yeah, and then like,
and just like off the top of his head,
he sort of got like
stuff.
trapped in shonen fighting tournament purgatory. Yeah.
Do you know what just happened?
You muted yourself.
Yeah, but for a reason.
Corvo?
No, also, this is the reason I haven't actually been paying attention to for the past 5 minutes. I apologize.
Yeah, that's all right.
But basically, my boyfriend came in. He had to go out to do something for work, and he came back, and he came in, and he brought me a giant iced cappuccino from Tim Hortons. Oh my god, that's true love right there. Like, I didn't ask him, and like I didn't even give him a hint that I wanted one, and he knew. He got me one.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah, I know.
I think Sin would like Dr. Slump.
Yeah? Tell me about it.
It's about a scientist, and he makes like a sort of like really strong but also like hyperactive android girl.
Cool.
And it has like basically
it's just like what's she doing today? But it just makes me think of like how you like reborn with like the super powerful babies.
There is also a super powerful baby in Dr. Slump.
Really? Is it Lambo?
It's not like as like chibi cute as like the reborn babies are, but it's sort of like more baby cute with like an afro.
You know, sometimes Richie sends me these pictures from like anime and cartoons, and he's like, oh, look, you like this. This is cute. This is a baby, but it's the creepiest looking babies ever. And I'm like, Richie, why would you think I would like this?
When did this happen?
A few times. I gave up, but like right after we started watching Reborn, you were like, oh, you think this is cute and this is cute? And I was like, no. And you're like, okay.
What about the like weird prematurely aged blue kids from Akira?
You tell me, Richie, what do you think I'd say to that?
Well, one of them has like a cute little suit that he wears.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
went on the suit.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, Wayne, that's creepy. you're
Yeah.
you're in the rich baby camp.
Oh no, that's cute.
No, I would not allow these flying babies in my house.
Well, how is this different to Lambo?
Just look at them. The proportions are totally different. Their faces are totally different.
The
They have like
proportions look like an actual baby.
they have sonic mouths going on. I see teeth I don't need to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lambo is basically just a head, though. With the like, if Lambo existed in real life, he would be horrifying.
Before we move on to the next
Discussing
section,
Akira, I feel like I'm like Tetsuo, but I'm hallucinating like the little slug and Brutus and Nosferatu the vampire, and they're all just like descending on me.
before we move on to the next section, does anybody have anything to add?
Akira is cool. Everyone should watch Akira if they haven't already.
Akira is very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Akira and X the movie were the first anime that I ever saw that I knew were anime when I was like 10 or 12. I remember that being a really weird experience.
I saw a bunch of like Go Nagai robot series
Oh,
because
yeah?
they released them on VHS. Yeah, so that was my introduction.
Sin, have you ever seen Tony Chopper from One Piece?
I have never seen One Piece. I know what it is, right? It's that guy with the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a little reindeer guy. Where does he rank on the Lambo scale?
The what guy?
The guy, the character that I just sent you in Discord.
Oh, okay.
What does he rank on the Lambo scale?
Oh my god! It's my muse. Look at that! On vacation, partying. That's beautiful. I love it. Have you seen it, Richie?
No, I've never seen One Piece.
Look.
Oh. Yeah, I can. That is pretty much how I picture the thing that controls you. I can just imagine that thing is just in your head doing that pose and feeding you ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So now there's another section to our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So we're gonna ask Wayne to basically give us some art tips.
I'll do my best.
Yay! So this is obviously a very like general question. And this is like your opinion. Wayne, if somebody wants to learn to draw, like how would they start?
So just for the record, I just want to state that I'm not an expert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so I think if somebody wants to start drawing, you can just grab like a piece of paper and a pencil or pen and just like draw a bit, like to start drawing, you don't need fancy tools or anything like that. Just to start and see if you even like it. You can just have fun with it, go wild. But if you're talking about like later, maybe we're going to talk about how you practice to get better. I think there's a different answer there. But if you just want to start drawing, you can just do whatever you want.
We need to do like a Bob Ross stream with Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just some happy squiggles over here. And
so then you mentioned if somebody wanted to learn, I guess, a little more seriously.
So if you want to draw on more than like a loose leaf piece of paper, maybe if you want to draw, like you don't need to be a digital artist or whatever, because I'm primarily a digital artist. 99% of the time I'm drawing on the computer with a drawing tablet. I use Wacom Intuos Pro specifically. That's not one of the ones like with the screen or anything, but it is like a fairly large drawing tablet. You don't need something like that to practice or get better. You can just buy like a sketchbook and like a set of pencils. But if you did want to get into digital art specifically, there's tons and tons of like pretty cheap tablets that you can get nowadays. There's a company called Huon and XP Pen that make really good cheap tablets. You don't need to get a Wacom. They tend to be way more expensive, especially like even from their lower end. Especially if you're just like trying it out. There's lots of cheap options. In terms of software, I think the best program you can get is Clip Studio Paint. It can do pretty much everything that Photoshop can do. I like a lot of the brush stuff in it better. I think like the base set of things that it comes with feel a lot better and feel more like drawing on paper. So for those that don't know, Photoshop and for the Adobe suite, you need to pay monthly for that. But Clip Studio Paint is a one-time purchase, and it's on sale all the time. And I think like the base price for it is like $50, and it's on sale for like $30 all the time.
Oh, that's cool. I feel like this is the most educational and useful podcast we've ever had.
A lot of people also don't know that in Clip Studio Paint, you can make files for Photoshop. Like you can make PSD in Clip Studio Paint. So like if you need to send PSDs for something, for like a job or whatever, you can do that in that program.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But if we're talking how do you practice to get better, not like the tools that you need, I think there's 3 things that you can do to like improve quickly, like 3 pretty important things. Number 1 is you need to use reference, like actually look at things, like drawing from your imagination is good and fun. And you can, especially if you're just starting to like, you draw whatever you want. But like if you want to get better faster, looking at like professional images and images of real life and like trying to replicate those and like using those in your drawings. Like if you're trying to draw a building for something, look at pictures of buildings and see like, okay, this is like where windows sit and like this is how they look. If you're just drawing from your imagination, sometimes even if you have a really good imagination, sometimes stuff will get muddy and like you can't always see things clearly. But like the internet, like Google Images is there. You can use books. You can go outside, take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cheating to use reference, and like especially if you go and take your own pictures, literally you just like trace it. And, like it'll help you learn a lot faster. Like I really wish I started using reference more when I was especially like a teenager, first starting out. I think it would have made me get better a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
I think another really important thing is to draw from life, like take life drawing classes if you can, which is where you go to a place and you like, you probably see this in like TV or whatever, where you sit around and you draw like a live model. Normally, like they can range from like a couple seconds, 10-second poses to like a couple hours. But if you can't do that, there is like tons of websites online. You can use 2 that I like a lot. There's one called Quick Poses and Sketch Daily. They basically have like, you can make different class settings on there and it'll cycle through different poses of people. And you can use them to like do gesture drawings where you're not trying to like draw the person 100%. You're just trying to get used to how the body looks when you're drawing it, learn like the anatomy and stuff from that.
Oh, I can actually add something useful.
Mm-hmm.
Richie will never believe this, but I also know a good app for that stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So Danil, the person who drew the Dignity City signet?
Is that the one on the t-shirt?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one with the
that's-
Brutus and horsefish.
Directly behind me now. Watching over me.
Yes. So he actually made an app called Drawtime, and it's drawtime.app. So drawtime.app. And I'll send it to you. And that's what he has there, where it's like you can select the reference images like you want to draw in terms of like face and poses, and then they switch like every like 30 seconds or a minute or whatever you select in the
Yeah.
setting. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
awesome.
neat.
Yeah, definitely use that.
You can also find there's a lot of reference pose galleries on DeviantArt.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, DeviantArt is kind of like, people think of it as like a scummy place, and sometimes it is, but like there's a lot, like, especially like if you look on Google Images, especially for reference stuff, a lot of times they'll be linking to like a DeviantArt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they will do like themed things. Like they will just do like sword poses or something to like help
Mhm.
out people doing that kind of artwork. Yeah.
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 Definitely don't be afraid of looking at like real people when if you're trying to create something really cartoony, like that's great, and like you should do that, but like if you learn how the body works and how it looks from a lot of angles, once you learn the rules, it becomes a lot easier to break them and make it look right.
Uh-huh. That's really cool.
I think the last thing that's like really important to practice, that isn't like as important as the other two, but another thing that can help you get good a lot faster is look at art that you like, and like artists that you like, and save a bunch of their pictures to like your hard drive, or print them out if you have to, and just like draw over them and like start to break them down and see like the shapes that they're using, and like the lines that they're using, and like how thick,
Mhm.
like stuff like that. Like look at what they're doing, and that can like help you, like it takes it from being like almost like a magical thing that you're looking at to like more of a tool that you can like take apart.
Mhm. That's really good advice.
Yep.
And that's a really good point. Art seems magical, but like you can like I guess learn to draw. Oh.
It takes a long time, but like if, especially if you do those things, like it'll help you improve a lot faster than if you're just doodling. And there's nothing wrong with doodling. Like if you just want to doodle for fun, like that's fine. But if you're trying to actively improve, those things can help a lot.
If I doodle on my boyfriend's face while he's sleeping, is that art?
Yes, but he might not think it is.
So you're saying he's a hater?
He's a critic of sorts.
Thank you. And Wayne actually has something interesting prepared for us. A little surprise.
Oh.
Do you mean a surprise for me? Because, I mean, if you know about it and he knows about it, that just leaves me.
Before we move on to that, did you want me to talk about avoiding injuries?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
oops.
yeah.
I'm so excited for the surprise. Okay. So, let me phrase that one. So Wayne, is there anything one can do to avoid injury when it comes to drawing?
Yeah, so again, this is one of those things that I should do more than I say, but it's really, really, really important to stretch your hands and your wrists, and actually, especially like your shoulders, because when you're drawing, especially when you're drawing loose for sketches and stuff, it's actually pretty vital to draw with your shoulder and not with your wrist,
Hmm.
because you can get wider arcs. It's a lot easy. Like you're not bending your wrist in weird angles. So, like, if you're holding a pencil and you make like a circle motion with your shoulder,
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's so true. I literally never knew that.
it keeps you a lot looser, and
Yeah.
it also is a lot less damaging to your wrist. Now, obviously, there are times when you need to use your wrist, especially when you're doing like more detailing and stuff like that. But like, especially when you're sketching, it's important to draw with your shoulder, and so you need to stretch it. There's actually an image. If you Google search drawing stretches, the very
Mhm.
first image is like a good. It's just like simple hand stretches and stuff like that. Definitely
Oh,
do
I see.
those. It'll save you a lot of pain in the future.
Mhm. Oh, that's cool. I'm really into this whole shoulder thing. From now on, when I write, I'm gonna write with my shoulder.
Oh, I got terrible like RSI and sciatica from writing like too much, yeah,
Oh
without
no!
stretching and sitting properly.
Oh, right too.
I have to instruct people on how to sit properly now.
Oh, because you're a teacher now.
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
Ergonomics are tough.
But it's cool because now we have all these stretch exercises that we can do.
Also, make sure to stretch your legs and your body. That's important too, because you're sitting in a chair. Got to
Uh-huh.
keep the blood flowing to your legs and stuff.
It's true. That's very true. I just got a vision.
Oh,
Exercise video for people who work in an office, but you exercise with things you can find in your office in your daily work life.
I guarantee you that that's a video on YouTube.
Okay, thank you. Is that it? Have we covered everything before we move on to the next section?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Everything that I had copied down.
Okay, so now comes the most exciting part ever. Wayne has a surprise for us.
Well, I would say it's part your surprise, part my surprise. So
Yeah.
you asked me if I could teach the general you how to draw Lambo from Reborn.
Okay.
So
Are those tears of joy, Richie?
It's actually a lot of relief because I was expecting something much worse.
What were you expecting?
I don't know, but when it's just like, I'm going to show you how to draw Lambo, it's like, phew. It's like you'd made a 3D printed Brutus puppet that's going to talk or something.
Oh my god, you're making me seem so one-dimensional. I have other things going on than Brutus in my life.
Go on.
I also have a little slug that talks.
I just made this earlier today. It's just a set of images. I don't have anything to like make a video or anything. So should I just send
Yeah.
those to you?
Yeah, you send me an image and explain like what it means.
Okay, sure. So I'll send you the first one.
Yes.
And so this is a picture that says, "Let's look at Lambo."
Oh my god, that's so cute, Richie.
Ah.
The second image says, "Lambo is made of shapes. Everything can be broken down into shapes."
Oh, ever. Oh, it's like
And
he's
then
oranges and banana. Oh my god.
I like how you just immediately, it's all food.
so when we break him down into shapes,
Yeah.
so but is it a complete drawing? No, not really, but it's something that we can build off of. But we don't need to guess what Lambo looks like. We can look at pictures of Lambo and reference them.
Yeah.
Right? You can take your broken down shape version of Lambo and just draw over top of that by just adding some of the details. And like, yeah, sure, adding the details, that sounds probably easier than it is. That's true in some ways, but like, we can look at the image of Lambo and the image of like the shape Lambo that we have, and we can see like, okay, he has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big like fluffs. So we can be like, okay, we'll draw a couple big fluffs. And like, okay, if we know that his arms are just kind of little thin boxes, we can put those boxes in basically any direction that we want. As long as they're still kind of attached in the same general area. You can see that his horns are a little more rounded than the triangles that we did, so we can just make them a little more rounded.
Uh-huh.
Like that. So we can just do that, and that's how we get some more detail in Lambo. It doesn't need to be perfect. Then after you've done that, you can erase the lines where you've drawn through or the lines that you don't need, and then you have a Lambo.
Oh my god!
Like,
that's so beautiful!
or anything, but it's just like, especially for characters that exist,
Yeah.
you can just look at them and like, I think if you break them down into shapes, it becomes really easy to figure out how to actually draw them, because it's just adding shapes on top of more shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that sounds a little like easier said than done, but like, if you look at, let's say, his antlers, for instance, or his horns, right? So that's
Yeah.
triangle and a square. But then, okay, so we round the side of the triangle, and then he has those little like bandages around it.
Yeah.
So like, we just draw 3 little lines there. We don't need to worry about those as like each a separate thing. It's just like some extra lines that we add to the already square that's there, right?
Uh-huh.
That's not 5 different pieces, that's just 2 different pieces.
Huh.
And like, you don't need to worry about his head is kind of surrounded by fluff, right? But it's still just a circle, and we can draw the circle to like put his face in the right place, and then sort of just put the fluff around it.
Yeah.
Once you have the structure, it becomes a lot easier to make him Lambo.
Can I send my low poly thing I did? Because that's like,
Yeah.
I guess we're in similar. Okay, hang on, let me just find it. Also, I'll send it to Sin. So like
Beautiful.
talking about
Yeah.
breaking down shapes made me think of this thing I did, where it was like trying to break a human figure down into like the smallest possible number of polygons and still have it work.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I think especially when you're starting out, it's important to like keep things simple for yourself. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just looking at stuff in terms of like basic shapes, it becomes really easy to break stuff down. And like, a lot of times, like with this like polygon person, I think actually looks a lot better than maybe like a high detailed polygon person, because keeping it simple makes it really easy to read.
Yeah.
Excellent. You know, one of the steps reminded me of this picture. I'll show you.
Oh yeah, the owl.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was, well, like not that specifically, but it's like,
Here's Lambo in a couple of shapes. Now draw the fucking Lambo.
yeah, I tried to counteract that by in one of the slides saying like, yeah, I know it's easy just to say add the details, but
Yeah. No, but this is awesome.
thank you.
Rich, so looks like we have to start practicing our Lambos.
Well, is your plan to, like, if you just make your own Reborn series, then you can't be copyright claimed by Marvelous? You'll make Boreen. And it will be exactly the same series.
Yeah.
You'll make a reborn Dojin that's entirely about his time as Professor Boring.
Wayne, who's your favorite reborn character?
So
Just say Lambo.
I like the design of that dude that has like the 2-color eyes. He's kind of cool in
Oh,
like
yeah.
a early 2000s
Yeah.
shonen guy kind of way.
Yeah, I've been looking at the series and it just gradually morphs into Bleach. But inexplicably still with a baby dressed as a cow.
I don't like that little egg baby.
It's like Rich's nightmares.
Well, that was episode 2 of Dignity City University, in which Wayne, also known as, are you on side 7? Onside?
Yeah, it's on side 7. It's that stupid Gundam reference. But no worries, it literally doesn't matter.
So Wayne / Onside 7 taught us about the basics of art theory.
Yay! In case people forgot, tell us again where we can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at onside7. It's all one word. Specifically, pretty much all the links to any of my stuff is on my Twitter. Something more recent, I did open an Etsy shop kind of recently. I sell some different stickers and stuff on there. I have some Dark Souls and Bloodborne ones if people maybe want to check those out.
What's your Etsy store name?
So my Etsy store name is Onside and then just the number 7. So it's Onside 7, but instead of 7 spelled out, it's just the number. And that's also, it's my pinned tweet right now. So it should be easy to find from there.
Oh, okay. Perfect. I love the Ringu Sadako one.
Oh, thank you.
So cute. Okay, I'll send Richie. Richie, look.
Aww.
I had to put all the Dark Souls ones into an assorted section because Namco Bandai kept trying to pull all like the regular Dark Souls posts, but I mean it's funny. It's just kind of funny that they like, I'll take down this Solaire sticker, but I'll just leave these crystal lizards up here. That's fine.
They were like, but the crystal lizards are too adorable. Well, thank you for coming. This was like a very awesome and informative podcast.
No, thank you. It was great. Thank you for the opportunity to come on and talk about this stuff.
Richie, how do we end this?
Well, we would ask if there were any questions, but that's not going to work.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me go to Discord. At everyone, are there any questions?
Yep, so just with no context, just are there any questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Richie's like, oh, doesn't there need to be context? Richie underestimates the server because after I said, at everyone, are there any questions? Crestfallen said, yes. Then Princess Plastic was like, why was I born like this? And then Princess Barik was like, why won't my cat cuddle? And then Art Phantom Shadowfang 99 is like, what is the meaning of life? And then Leaf Kind is like, why me? And then Cinder Thief is like, why not me? And then What is real? Has science got too far? Are there any questions?
I feel like "Has science gone too far" is a good caption for an image of Lambo.
I feel like this is the most true art that the podcast has been so far.
Thank you.
The questions are still going. How are aliens not real? How many snack covenanters does it take to screw in a light bulb? How do I make an elevator? Is Elden Ring Velka? If Sin and Richie talk lore and there's nobody to listen, is it a podcast?
Well, we do that frequently, so.
How was your day? Sin, are you Velka? Is Velka Slav?
It sounds like a Slavic name.
Alright, so before we go, big shout out to Cinder Thief, Crestfallen, Princess Plastics, Princess Bruhe, Art Phantom Shadow Fang 99, Leaf Kinds, Bob Librarian, Over the Yarnum Wall, Acarantis, Salvador, FPS Man, Ruisu, JN, Emlyn, for asking questions without context.
Thank you.
We answered everyone.
Yes. Model students of Dignity City U. Bravo. Clap, Richie. Wayne.
Doing the Citizen Kane, like staring directly ahead clap.